Hey, this is Andrew. We are back, and I just said I was going to keep this running, so just start this back up. And we are over here, and what I want to do is I just want to go ahead and create a new one because this is actually really, it says text analytics, but this is really the language API. So I'm really going to rename this. It's going to confuse people here, but I'm going to rename this to language. Okay. Language. Because that's actually what we're doing, and I really have a feeling I spelled language wrong. I spell it wrong every time I write it. Language. And it is G-U-A-G-E. Okay, so it's U-A-G-U-E. So hopefully that's not going to upset people too much, and I do apologize if that is confusing. Anyway, so what I want to do is go into here, and this one's actually doing a few different things, but I can just leave that and call that text analysis. I'm going to make a new notebook here, and this one's going to be extraction. So I'm going to go over to here and select that. I'm going to rename this as extraction. And I'm going to go over here because I don't really want to run more than one kernel. So, I mean, they're all using the same kernel, so I don't think that's an issue. Okay, great. So I want to go into here and get this one going. Okay, so they have two examples. They have this one. I'm just going to go and grab these in the top here and just say resources. So we have this one, which is extraction summary. Yeah, we'll do that one, and then we'll put the other comment in there. So let's take a look and see what we can figure out. So this is the first stuff we want to work with, so I'll go ahead and do that. Don't know why we need the OS. I don't feel like we need it, but that's fine. Before we do any of this, we actually need to install this. So I'll go here and drag this above. There. And we'll install that. We'll run that. And I'll need my keys as per usual. Okay, I'm just going to collapse that as that is working through that. And we'll bring in our keys. And then we have our imports. So while that is working, I'm just going to go ahead and hit plus and continue on down here. So the reason they wanted OS was to include that, but just in case we need it for something else, I'll leave it in, but we probably don't need to import OS. I'll go ahead and bring this in here. This is going to use, we'll just call this client. So it's confusing because we are using the language API, but it's also called text and analytics. So maybe I could have left the name as text analytics. I think I would have called it text extraction. So yeah, I apologize for the confusion, but the naming here is all over the place. Yeah, I'll probably rename this back to text analytics. Again, well, I don't know if it was called that before, but see, text analytics. But the API is the language API. Anyway, so we have our client here. We will go back over to here, and we'll just take their example. Okay. And I'm going to go over to here, and we have this code here. We'll add it. And this one I renamed probably to client. I prefer that as a name. So begin abstract summary, pull for results, and then stream the results. Okay. So I'm pretty certain that this one's done. I don't think we have to restart the kernel. Sometimes you have to. We'll go ahead and run this. We'll go ahead and run this. We'll go ahead and run this. And so it has a problem. This is called my key and my endpoint, so we'll change that. There we go. Then we'll go to here, run that. And so now we'll see if it summarizes. And we'll just have to be a little bit patient here. And there we go. So there is our summary. It took it, and it appears to have shortened it. Okay? So pretty straightforward. I'm not sure what else we can dial in for options. There could be some options here to say like how short you want it to be, but I don't see anything there. We'd have to look up this here, right? And see if there's any options. Yeah, so there are some options that we can, says keyword only parameters, so maybe we'll just play around with this here. All right, so let's see if we can adjust this. So maximum number of sentences to return defaults to 3. So we'll go ahead and copy this. We'll go back over to here. Sure, overwrite. We'll just say overwrite. And I don't think I lost anything here. And so I'm thinking we'll do this. And maybe that will work. I'm going to go ahead, maybe just type in document equals document. I'm not sure what it expects as that first parameter. Let's go over here and just see what it's expecting. This is documents. And I'm not sure if I can do this, but I'm going to just try to take this out because it's expecting documents. So let's try this again. So documents. Oh, it's up here. It says documents, list. What a mess. Can we get an example here? No, not really. I mean, it seems like that should work, but keyword parameters only. All right, so I'm gonna try this. It's not a big deal. Like, I don't really care that much if that works. But I'm just gonna go ahead and try this. Say documents equals this. And this looks like it's already in an array, so it's already treating it as such. Okay. So that is no good. So go ahead here and just take that out and go back there and let that generate out. And so we have that, which is okay, I suppose, but I was really hoping that it would do something else. I guess the other question, is it only summarizing the single line? Because that's what it looks like to me. Because it says Microsoft is working towards advancing AI through a holistic. And so I think what it's doing, yeah, it's summarizing each of these lines and then it stitches it together as its final thing. It would be really nice if we could play around with the settings a bit, but I can't seem to figure that out right now. So that's abstract. This is abstract abstraction. Let's take a look at the other type of abstraction because they're both important to know, both types. So let's go back here and that's the doc, so we'll close that out. And so I'm going to go back to samples here. And we should have another example for extraction. If we don't, that's fine. Yeah, it's not what I was expecting. I thought there was 2 types. Maybe we have to keep going backwards here. Back a bit more. Here we go. So extractive text summarization and then abstractive. So open this one and then this one, right? So this one was the one of them. Okay. And this is the other one. So this one is the other one. What's the difference? They look the same. Begin, extract summary. Begin, extract summary. So the only difference here is that here it says abstractive. and extractive. Okay. Summary abstracted, summary extracted. Okay, so let's go back over to this one here and take a look at what we have. And that's a summary abstracted. So maybe what we can do, it seems like it's doing both of them at the exact same time, right? Yeah, it does. And so I'm going to go ahead and grab this one here. And we'll go back over to here. And so I'm thinking we just go here, paste this in as such. Because we'd have to do it twice for it to work, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's see if that works. What we probably could have done is we could have took the some of this and moved it over here. I'm going to go ahead and just say result here, results. And I'm going to just cut this here, just so that way we're not constantly running it again and again and again. So I'm going to go ahead and just run that like that. And then here, I'm just going to say results. And here, I'm just going to do it twice. Because I'm not sure if it's just only printing the first one and not the other one. So we'll go ahead and iterate that one. And then we'll do this one. And it shows nothing. So I was guessing that it would show us something here. But I don't see anything that's different. Okay, well, we made our attempt there, and I think that's good enough. So we'll consider this done for text analytics. There is more that can be done, but I think that is sufficient. So what I'm going to do is just put this into the repo here so that you can get access to this when you need to work with this. I'm going to go ahead and just clear out some of these things here and clear all outputs. Good. Whoops. I'll go to this one here and clear this one out as well. Good. And so I'll just go ahead and download all this. Download these two here. And we'll go back to the Exam Pro repo so that when you want to go find it, you can get it. Azure examples. I'll just press period here. And I'm going to make a new folder here. This will be, if I'm going to open it, I'm going to see me every time I open that there. We'll just try this. So say text analytics. And go to my downloads here. So I have these two files. Make a folder here. Assets. And we want our movie reviews. There we go, looks good. Add text analytics. Great. And so that one is done. So if you need that, you can get that from there. I'm going to go ahead and stop this compute, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao.